Hey guys, how's it going? It's Andy from Magoo Investing. Happy Friday. Yesterday was an interesting day for the stock market, to say the least. Everyone's favorite Jerome Powell came out with the Federal Reserve and had some not as upbeat comments about the kind of state of the economy right now. And as a result, the stock market fell around 7% on Thursday. In his comments, he said they expected that the GDP for the US will contract by 6.5% this year, and that unemployment will be sitting around 9.3% at the end of this year, which was not exactly what the stock market wanted to hear. And I've been talking, even this week, I started this week off talking about why I was worried about the stock market. I felt like everything was super inflated and that things were not really following how the state of the world was going. And so it made a lot of sense that when we finally got some negative comments out of the Federal Reserve and Jerome Powell, the stock market just crashed. It gave back a lot of the profits that we've been seeing in the past couple weeks. On this channel in the past couple weeks, when things have been going really well, I've mainly been targeting cheap or undervalued stocks. When everything's going up really well, I'm looking for the stuff that is a good long-term buy, stuff that I can buy now at a discount and take advantage of it going forward. But as we had that 7% drop on Thursday, I did want to go in today's video and talk about 4 stocks that I'm going to be looking to potentially buy if we do see another stock market crash. I usually kind of flip-flop between the strategies that I use in the stock market. Is when things are going really well, I'm looking for undervalued stocks. I'm looking for the diamond in the rough, something that I can buy at a discount now and take advantage of it in the future. But when everything's falling, that is a fantastic opportunity to buy blue chip stocks at a discount. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the 4 stocks that I've kind of picked out as potential buys if the stock market does fall further. So far today, when I woke up, the stock market opened around 2.5% up. And now the longer the day seems to be going, it seems to be sliding closer to the red. Right now, the NASDAQ is only up 0.3%. So the market is starting to give back some of the momentum that we saw at the beginning of the day. So it's going to be interesting to watch how this day finishes up and how the stock market opens up on Monday. Before we get started, I have to say that I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. Anything you hear in this video is just my own opinions, talking about what I feel about the stock market and what I think are potential good buy opportunities. Also, if you've been enjoying these videos, I really appreciate it if you hit that like and subscribe button, as it would help my channel out a lot. Almost 90% of the viewers on my videos are not subscribed, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. So the first stock I wanted to talk about is Walmart, ticker symbol WMT. So far, Walmart is trading for around $120 and it's up 1% year to date. When I talked about stocks that I would buy during the stock market crash, Walmart was one of them, and I still think it's a fantastic opportunity if the market falls further. It'll be very interesting to see how Walmart reacts to a potential further move down in the stock market. When we saw the massive move on Thursday, Walmart dropped less than 1%, so it seems pretty resilient to overall market moves. And this was kind of the main reason why I identified it in the first place as being a potential buy if we're going into a bear market overall, because Walmart is very well positioned to take advantage of maybe a recession or just a second dose of the virus coming through. When you look at the 1-year chart, the stock recovered pretty well after April, but it seems to have slid since then, and it has not gotten a lot of momentum. So if we do get some significant moves down, especially with this stock, this would be a company I'd be willing to buy at pretty much any price. So in this video, I talked about how I was going to be looking for blue chip stocks, stuff that has a track record of being very reliable. And when I put up the 5-year chart, that's exactly what we're looking for. This is the stuff where if I can buy this stock at a discount and see the type of returns that it's seen in the past 5 years, that would be fantastic. And so that's what I'm going to be looking at going forward. Also, when I put up the revenue chart, it is just absolutely beautiful. When you're looking for reliable stocks to own for a long time, seeing a revenue chart like this and the 5-year chart similar to what we saw with Walmart, that is just everything you possibly need in a good stock. So while I don't expect this stock to give back 20% to the market if things do fall, if I can get it at a 10 to 15% discount, that's fantastic for me. It's going to be something where it's not going to be able to take advantage of, a rebound. If the stock market crashes and then rebounds like we've seen in the past 2 months, we're not going to be seeing that with Walmart. But if we're going into a potential recession and there's going to be some chop going on in the overall market and the economy, picking a stock like Walmart that seems to be pretty resilient to volatile market moves seems like a really good thing for a long-term portfolio. So I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about Walmart stock, ticker symbol WMT, in the comment section down below. Next up, I wanted to talk about PayPal, ticker symbol PYPL. Since I started my investment career, PayPal has always been a part of my portfolio. When I've talked in the past about how I would buy stocks as a beginner investor, one of the first things I say is that I would pick stocks that I feel very comfortable with, something that I use their product on an everyday basis. And I followed my own advice, and that was the main reason why PayPal was the first stock that I bought on the overall stock market. Since I came to college, PayPal and specifically Venmo have been a part of my life, and it's something that I use on a daily basis. I pay my friends, say if we go out and get food and split the bill, I'll use Venmo. I pay rent through Venmo. And PayPal has just been a fantastic way to transfer money around, and it has done very well during this pandemic. Currently, the stock is trading for around $157, and it's up 45% year to date. And the main reason why it's up significantly this year is the fact that the pandemic hit and people are not able to pay in cash. So the best way to transfer money right now are digital payment methods like PayPal. Another interesting story that I saw is that people were able to get direct deposits through PayPal or Venmo for the CARES Act, for the relief aid that was coming through that. So I thought it was really interesting to see that the US government trusts PayPal enough and thinks it's safe enough to deal with this sort of transaction. So that makes me feel very good about the company going forward. Every time I do bring up PayPal, there's always people in the comments that say, oh, I like Square a little bit more. Currently, Square is up around 39% year to date, which is underperforming compared to PayPal. But whenever I talk about picking between two stocks, the main thing that pushes me in one direction over the other is which one I use and I have more faith in. I've only used Square a couple times and I had a really bad experience with it. And so as a result, and my positive experiences that I've had with PayPal and Venmo is the main reason why I like PayPal significantly more than Square. Also, when I show the 5-year chart for PayPal, you can see just how steady of an increase it's been over time. And so when I'm talking about blue chips, I don't know if I would necessarily put PayPal into a blue chip category, but the way that it's been moving over the past couple years makes me feel very confident and makes it seem like it acts like a blue chip with the type of resilience to overall market moves. Is PayPal a good deal right now? Probably not. But if I can get this stock at a discount, that seems like a fantastic opportunity. I already own this in my portfolio, so anytime that maybe I can add to my position if the stock market does fall and PayPal goes down with it, that seems like a fantastic opportunity for me. I do often say that I do not like buying stocks when they recently hit 52-week highs, and PayPal did hit 52-week highs this week, so I will be waiting and being pretty patient to see if the market will pull PayPal down significantly or it's going to stay up at the levels that it's recently hit. So overall, I think PayPal is a great opportunity if you can get it at a discount. The success that it's had with the first wave of the virus makes me feel very confident if we do see a second wave and things have to get shut down a second time. The reliance on digital payments and the incredible volume that we've seen, I saw some articles saying that over the past couple months when things were shut down, we had more online transactions than the past 10 Black Friday and Cyber Mondays combined, which is crazy to think about. So the transition for payments has definitely gone to these digital platforms, and PayPal and Square to a slightly lesser extent have taken advantage of that significantly in the past couple months. So let me know what you have to say about PayPal stock, ticker symbol PYPL, in the comment section down below. All right, the third stock on this list is Apple, ticker symbol AAPL. Currently, Apple's trading for $340 and it's up 16% year to date. This is a stock that I bought at the very beginning of my investment career. I remember it being such a huge day when it broke above 200, and it's just kind of crazy to see that it's up at $340 already. One of the main reasons why I love Apple, if the stock market does crash, is their brand loyalty. This is a luxury product. iPhones and the rest of the Apple product line are not cheap, but the brand loyalty for Apple is so strong that I'm not super worried about that going forward. In addition, I love the fact that their software and their services section have been increasing significantly for their revenue over time. In the past, I have badmouthed Apple a little bit for their reliance on iPhone revenue, but so far the newer iPhones that have been coming out seem to have been selling very well. But I expect the product line to come out in November to be very important to the long-term success of Apple going forward. One of the things that I will be watching is their tie to China. And so in the past couple of weeks, we've had some more rumblings about potential trade wars going on. And so in the past, this has been mainly focused on tech and chip stocks, and which negatively impacted Apple the first time. When I put up the 5-year chart, you can see how steady the stock has been, but then when you see kind of the fall and winter of 2018, that's when we were full on in the trade war with China, and Apple was one of the major tech companies that got significantly hurt during that time. Going along with that Chinese exposure, when I do show the 1-year chart, unlike a lot of stocks that just kind of crashed out of nowhere going into March, Apple had been sliding since the middle of February because of their exposure to China. And so we've seen that with stocks like Starbucks, which had significant exposure to the Chinese markets, and it just kind of makes sense that Apple was hit in a similar aspect because of their major exposure to the Chinese markets. So as I mentioned, I don't love Apple's overall reliance on iPhone sales, but we've seen some significant increases in their revenue from the services and their wearables. I think the wearables is going to be a major factor that pushes Apple going forward in the next couple years. Right now, I don't think I would buy Apple at this price, but it's something that I'm going to be watching if the stock market does fall. And so I love Apple as a brand, as a product, and as a stock. And if I can get this stock at a discount, I will jump on that opportunity. But at this point, I'm just going to be waiting to see what happens with the overall market. Let me know what you have to say about Apple stock, ticker symbol AAPL, in the comment section down below. All right, the last stock on this list is going to be Adobe, ticker symbol ADBE. One of the main reasons why I liked Adobe is the same reason why I've been a huge fan of Apple's kind of change in their business model over time. Adobe focuses mainly on software, and I think that is a fantastic opportunity for a long-term investment. Currently, Adobe is trading for around $400, and it's up 21% year to date. Adobe is a product that I've been using exclusively for the past 2 years. I do all my video editing, all of the picture editing for Photoshop that I make for all the thumbnails has been done with Adobe products, and I have loved every minute that I've been a part of it. Also, the fact that they give student discounts makes it so I can afford to actually buy the Creative Cloud subscription, which for a non-student, it is pretty expensive. So now that I'm finishing up my grad school, I'm going to be sad to pay that at full price. But it has been a fantastic opportunity, and I know that they've been giving a lot of deals to people during the lockdowns. Adobe did release earnings on Thursday, and they jumped 4% after the bell. There were some negative things about their ad software had a huge hit. I'm pretty sure they lost around $50 million as a result of it, but they did see a very nice boost because of their subscription services. One of the biggest things that I saw is that the company saw an 18% increase in their digital media revenue year over year, which is a very nice increase. And it seems to be taking up some of the slack that what we saw with the kind of disappointing results from their ad section. As I mentioned with Apple, with some of the maybe worrying trends with a potential trade war coming back again, is a big reason why I like Adobe, because of their reliance on software and not as much on hardware. I think it'll be really interesting to see how companies like Adobe do over time. As people start going back to work, we might see a change in kind of how many people are working from home. And if people are working remotely, software like Adobe's products should sell really well. Overall, this pandemic has had huge implications for pretty much everything in the world, but I'm very interested to see how it's going to be changing how the workforce is kind of operated. Are we going to have more people working from home more frequently, or are we going to go back to the 9-to-5 grind of people going to their day jobs? It's going to be really interesting to see, and I think if there is some sort of a switch to people working more remotely, I think we should see a nice increase in Adobe sales over time. That was a huge reason why I like Adobe as a potential long-term investment if the stock market does fall further. Especially as we're potentially going into a recession, I think the reliance on the subscription service will be very good for them going forward. Let me know what you guys have to say about Adobe stock, ticker symbol ADBE, in the comment section down below. So overall, those are my 4 stocks I'm looking to buy if the stock market does crash again. At this point, we're just going to be watching from the sidelines. I'm still looking for cheap and undervalued stocks to buy in case this is kind of a false alarm. Maybe we have one big day of decline and the rest of the market recovers in the upcoming weeks. But if the stock market does fall, I think it's very important to be prepared to take advantage of some of the incredible discounts that you can get on these blue chip stocks. I mentioned 3 blue chip stocks, or what I would consider blue chip stocks. We have Apple, we have Adobe, and we have Walmart. PayPal I don't think is a blue chip. I wouldn't consider it, but the way that the stock has been moving in the past 5 years has some of these same characteristics that I look for in blue chip stocks to buy. So as of right now, these are all stocks that have done very well in 2020, and that is one of the main reasons why I would be looking to buy them if the stock market does fall. At this point, they are not great deals, so that's why I'm just going to be waiting patiently, going to be setting those alerts on my trading platform, and wait patiently to see if I can get these stocks at a significant discount. Let me know what stocks you guys are watching to potentially buy if the stock market does crash again in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you on Monday.